It says, have you ever felt like you're living someone else's life? That's how I felt for years. A stranger in my own story. But I've started a new journey now, driven by a quiet whisper in my heart to uncover who I truly am. I've traded my normal routine for the thrill of the unknown. Each step reveals forgotten pieces of myself. I've came to see my imperfections as part of my beauty, my mistakes as brushstrokes on life's canvas. It's liberating to stop seeking validation from others and start seeking truth within. For the first time, I'm truly living, embracing uncertainty and change, finding comfort in my own skin. This journey isn't about the destination. It's about the discovery of who I am and who I truly want to be. All right. Come on now. Come
That was
on
good.
now.
That was really
I'm
good.
a writer. I'm a
Come
writer.
on, writer?
Yeah, I write.
I love that.
I got books.
Okay.
Yeah. My face son, I got books. I got a book out right now. It's an all audio book called Infidelity. If you're watching this right now, make sure you go get it. But we got Nisha on the podcast.
Hey, y'all.
How you feeling?
Excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you came.
Having me. This is going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah. I try my best. But even if not, we're going to roll with it.
We're going to go with it either way.
Yeah, for sure. I want to get right into it, your life story. Mm-hmm. I want to hear, you born and raised in Nashville, right?
Born and raised Southside.
Southside?
Southside.
I don't know much about the sides of Nashville. Is
Lord.
that like the gutter side?
I don't know. I guess it could be.
Yeah.
It's gentrified now, but
they doing it in Nashville.
I mean, everywhere.
It's crazy. Like I was, I don't know, I forget what side of Nashville I was on. I used to have a route I used to drive down there, and I'm seeing white people on scooter, but I'm also seeing junkies. I'm like, what's going on right here? It's like a mind fuck. When I first got here, I ain't gonna lie. When I first got here, this is how I knew, because I'm from the country.
Okay.
When I seen like white people in the projects, I knew Murfreesboro was a safe place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I ain't no white people in the projects where I'm from.
Yeah, It wasn't when I was growing up, but now it is. But a lot of people that's from Nashville know Wedgwood. Yeah. That's pretty much the area that I grew up, and I've known for most of my life. So, from born and raised. I don't think a lot of people know that I'm from Nashville, but definitely been here all my life. So
you had both parents growing up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you and your parents. How was your life? Any sisters, brothers?
A brother and a sister on my dad's side, and then a brother and a sister on my mom's side.
Yeah, we always black people. We have
it's always split. It's always split. And crazy thing is, I'm the baby on both sides.
On both sides. I was just about to ask you that too. I was gonna ask you, were you the baby?
I'm definitely
the baby.
You
give the baby energy because I'm the baby too, so I know that. And I'm the baby on both sides too because I got a brother. I got 4 brothers on my mama's side and a brother on my dad's side.
Okay.
We such niggas. We so black.
But they made it work back then. Blending families worked back then. I don't know about right now, but yeah.
And I get it now as an adult. I'm a father myself now. I got a son, so I get it. Sometimes stuff don't be working.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Having a son made me realize why my daddy was like, all right, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna fuck that little nigga. Because it's so difficult being a parent.
Yeah. I could imagine. I ain't got nothing right now, but I could imagine.
Yeah, but I never leave my boy though. That's my heart. That's my pride and joy. Only pictures I got in my house is of him.
Yeah.
Him and my mama and my grandmother. Like,
that's sweet.
That's who I love the most. So I really do love my boy. But blended family. So you definitely had that baby. Did you ever feel like you had a voice growing up?
It was growing pains, for sure, because with being the baby of the family, I think now, I ain't gonna say now, but I think like getting of age, it was kind of hard finding my voice for sure, because they still wanted to look at me and keep me in that baby space. Like, my parents are so structured. They used to hate when I said that they were overprotective and strict and all of that, but they kind of were when I was growing up. They wanted to keep me sheltered, so I feel like I did have those growing pains with them, and then trying to figure out, okay, what do I like? What do I not like? So
was it just you that they did handle that way?
Pretty much.
Tend to do the baby like that. It's either one or the other. It's never in the middle or never anything between. It's either overprotective or you let them do anything.
Yeah. And with my brother, because he was a boy, it was like, he'll be all right. He a boy. I was like, y'all need to quit that. Just because he was a boy, that doesn't mean like, I can't take care of myself. But again, now looking back on life and just kind of seeing how things kind of like progressed from seeing other people that I went to school with, I'm thankful for. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm thankful for them being kind of overprotective and sheltering me. But in some ways, it was kind of like a disservice to me. Yeah. And then now I be trying to tell them, hey, I'm grown now. Yeah. I'm grown. So you have to get it together. Thanks. But it's all love for sure.
Oh yeah, my brother's the one that before you came, I was on the phone with. He's 21 years older than me. Hey. Old enough to be my father. He was there when I was born. The doctor handed me to him and was like, congratulations on your son. He's like, no, that's my little brother. Like, so you can only imagine, like, I get treated like when I tell people I'm the baby, like I get treated like that a lot of the times. It's like, sometimes it's almost like, shut up, nigga, and go there. I don't really have a voice. So that kind of sparked me wanting to get louder and have a voice in that way.
And that's crazy you say that because my sister was 15 when my mama had me. So everybody thought that I was her kid. Yeah. And she like, nah, that's just my sister. Yeah. So yeah, she's like, she's gonna be mad at me saying her age, but she's in her 40s. Yeah. So me being 27, you can kind of see that drop off. Yeah. Do
y'all hang out? What's the dynamic with that
though? My sister and I are very close. Yeah. Obviously, she's like one of other than my mama, she my main supporter for sure. She used to act like my mama. She was like mama number 2, so I'm just like, girl, you my sister. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the dynamic there. It's me and my brother, we are kind of close, not as close as we used to be. But yeah, me and my sister and my mom. Mama said I ain't your little friends when I was growing up, but now you my best friend. Yeah, so let's be for real. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's so crazy. I was like, they had no idea. My brothers had no idea the type of shit I was getting into. Yeah. I used to get into so much shit, but like around them, it was like I didn't even curse around them until I was like 27, 28. Yeah. It was the first time they heard me curse. I never. But anyway, yeah. So you grew a love for media. At what point did you have a love for media?
I would say, I used to go to summer camp a lot. I can't really even say the age for real. Yeah. But I just remember vividly, like on my way to whether it was summer camp or whether it was school or anything, my mama would have, if it wasn't gospel, it would be Tom Joy or Ricky Smiley or like little prank calls and stuff like that. And so I was just like, okay. And then coming home from school, it would be 106 in Park, of course. So I was like, I don't know what it is that you call that at the time. I was like, but I want to do that. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Yeah. And so I kind of started off as a YouTuber. Yeah. And then it kind of morphed into where I am now. So I went to school, Tennessee State University, got my bachelor's degree in communications. Funny enough, though, I actually went into TSU under a nursing program. Yeah. They lost their accreditation, and then from there, I told my what do they call them? Advisors. Yeah. I told my advisor, hey, this is what I want to do. I don't really know the name of it or nothing like that. But they was like, okay, well, media is what you need to go into. And from there, 2016 is really, I guess, when I started kind of hitting the ground a little bit and really pushing towards like, okay, let me figure this out. So that's why I learned how to edit, how to work a camera, how to shoot. I learned about shot lists. I learned about audio editing. Like that's pretty much, like I said, where everything kind of, all the tools, I was getting all the tools, and that's where everything kind of started to make sense for me.
I got you. And you've had, goods and I guess highs and lows in this media stuff. Me and you had a conversation about it. Something that I'm battling with right now, is just the idea. Okay, we're in this space, right, where we have a skill set, where we can do the edits, where we can do the colorways and all of that, right? And people don't know how to do that. Yeah. And a lot of the times it be these damn rappers, these rappers and shit. These niggas want to come in and like, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And a lot of times you don't get that reciprocity. And how does that make you feel? And have you experienced that?
I have experienced it from all sides. I don't care if they're a rapper. I don't care if they're another content creator. Yeah. I don't care who it is. Yep. It has been that struggle of being paid my worth, I guess. And of course, you have to start somewhere. You can't come out the gate and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna charge this amount," because truth be told, there's things that you're still learning. But I've gotten to a point where, I've invested in myself. Like I've taken all of the necessary steps in order to be the best that I can be and with whatever I'm doing. And of course, like I said, I'm still learning, still taking online classes, figuring out little things that I can add to my toolbox. But yeah, it's just like I run into those people that I guess feel like, yeah, you should just do this for me because I'm trying to do this or I'm trying to do that. Like, we all trying to make it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But if you really serious about your craft, you're going to pay that fee. And if you're not, then you got to find somebody else respectfully. But it took me a while to be able to stand on business, as they say. I didn't create those boundaries in the earlier years. And I learned the hard way. People started pushing it as far as they could push it. And then when I look back and I'm like, well, dang, why you do me like that? It was my fault because I didn't set those boundaries and I wasn't upfront and clear to say, hey, this is not what I'm going to accept from you. You know what I'm saying? And so those have been, like I said, growing pains within this media industry that, amongst other stuff, that I've had to learn how to kind of navigate myself.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're at a point to where you understand this now, but I had to reach a point to where it's like, no, like we may see a person to think like, oh, we're in the same space, like we're on the same level, I guess. But the reality is you put in a lot. First of all, you got an education in this. Yeah. That's one thing, which you got above even myself. But you take it a step further, you got like experience and time and all of that into this. Like this isn't for free.
Right. I paid out of my pocket for my tuition, baby. So run me my coins.
Yeah. Nah, for sure.
No, seriously though, like run me my coins. And we could probably get into that later, but I see that a lot now. And just in terms of journalism, you have like these events and all like these different things that people go to, like the Megan Thee Stallion thing. I don't know if you've seen that, where she was being interviewed, and I can't remember what event it was, but it was an influencer and another person that's like a celebrity that was interviewing her. And they pretty much was talking about, oh yeah, your music I turn it on when I'm ready to fight. And she looking like, fight, I'm the hot girl coach. Like, we're not fighting over here. We twerking and turning up. So it's just like, you put these people in position, which I'm not ever a hater, but you put these people in position to do a job and overlooking people that actually put in time, put in work, went to college, because college is not necessary. You don't have to go to college, but that's something that's extra that some people have done and they still are getting overlooked and still not being respected for the time and the craft that they've practiced. So I just feel like it should get to a point where people are actually being respected for their craft and being taken seriously. Because at this point, if you got a camera, Wi-Fi, and a mic, you're a journalist. That's not how that works. Like at that point, I look at you as an influencer. But again, that's just, I guess, the time that we in now.
As a person who actually did put in the work and got the education for it, how does that make you feel though?
Frustrated. Very frustrated. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'd be scrolling and I'd be looking. I just be like, okay, God. I get everybody has their time. Like everything comes in my time and it's not gonna come in somebody else's timing. But I just be like, if I say so myself, my stuff kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when will I be given fully the opportunity to have a platform of my own that is actually respected, that's seen? Because I still kind of feel like I'm kind of like this underrated person in Nashville. And so I'm also still figuring out and finding my voice. But I know that it's there. It's just, I guess I have to still learn the lessons that God had for me and figure out things until that's fully brought out of me to where it's like undeniable. Like, this is what it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so. It do. You put me up on something. We was having a conversation and I took a deep dive into this where we was talking about colorism and stuff and this media space and how certain people, and I ran across something called like pretty privilege and things like that. And mostly it's catered towards people with like lighter complexions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you have these people that seem to get more chances than people like us,
Yeah.
Can you break that down for me?
Yeah, so I feel like, and I don't want to state it as fact, But at the same time, there have been cases where you kind of see, you know, certain people getting certain opportunities or not getting opportunities because of the color of their skin. Mm-hmm. And for one person I know in particular, Coco Jones, which actually is a Nashville native, she was in the industry as a child, I believe, on Let It Shine. And as she grew into an adult entertainer, she ran into a lot of issues. Yeah. I actually read where she was talking about an executive or somebody pretty much told her to come back whiter. Yeah. With the cut, like changing her hair, making her hair a little more looser instead of as curly as it was, coming back with lighter eyes. And so it's just like people may not see it, but I always feel like, too, if you can't relate, then obviously you're not going to be caring about the situation. Like, if you're a light-skinned girl, you're not going to be looking and caring about it because you don't have to deal with it. Mm-hmm. But they are making space and room in the industry for dark-skinned women, plus-size women, but it's still kind of a lack there in terms of fashion, music, media. Yeah. Like, especially just with, on the flip side of it, like I said, plus-size women, when you see them in movies or you see them in shows, they got to be the funny best friend. Yeah. Why can't I just be who I am and show up as me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or if you look at a movie, do you see a plus-size woman as the main interest without the storyline being that she's a plus-size woman?
Yeah, not unless it's like a... Well, no, even I was just... You know what I was going to say? Tyler Perry. But even in that, Jill Scott was kind of like the narrative in that, embedded in that, where she was a plus-size woman because her husband didn't fuck with her.
And then she had to go lose weight and do all of this just to be accepted versus her just showing up as she is to say, hey, I'm dope as I am. Yeah. You can love me as I am. So I feel like the Tyler Perrys, you even got the Bel Air show. They, redid that, and they have a mostly dark-skinned cast, which I love that. But some people are making room. Some people are making strides to kind of, have that representation and that inclusivity. I guess I said that right. But there are still, like I said, some spaces that's not as open.
Yeah, and that's crazy though, because how we, and that's the whole concept of like quote unquote pretty privilege. We define that by the lighter skin. Mm-hmm. That to me is crazy. I don't know. My mother is fair skinned. She lighter complected. Well, my father is dark. I'm a darker skinned person. But when you think about, like, I don't know, for me growing up in the house, like, I'll tell you this. My grandmother, right? My grandmother, my mama's mom, she was a light skinned woman, almost white, right? Okay. And she did not like white people. Okay? She did not like white people. Okay. But it ran deep though. Okay. Not only did she not like white people, if you was too light skinned, she didn't fuck with you either. Dang. Which was crazy because I'll show you a picture after this. She literally was like, same. Almost white.
Yeah, the same as who she don't care for.
You know, and then she went and found her a dark husband, my grandfather. He black as shit. She went and found him and fell in love. That's the type of man that she fell in love with. So it's just going back, for me, and I did why I say that with my grandmother, she passed that along to like her children, and then it come to me, so I didn't necessarily grow up in a family. It's mixed with us. It's more, I guess it's more lighter complected people than it is darker, but I didn't grow up in that environment where I guess a lighter was quote unquote prettier. Yeah. But
I get that. My mom, my dad, and my brother is light skinned, and I came out dark skinned. Yeah. So all through school, people used to be like, are you adopted? And I'd be like, adopted? Why you ask that? Well, because your mama did. I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like people should just be able to show up as them. It shouldn't be a light versus dark. I feel like that's probably like how people are conditioned based off of, our history. Yeah. The lighter people were in the house while the dark people was in the field. You know what I'm saying? So it might be a conditioning thing that we still have to kind of get over, but it doesn't mean just because I'm darker than you that I'm not as pretty as you. Yeah. Or vice versa.
Yeah, I think women in media, I get that a lot worse than black men, though. Black men in media. I think darker men in any media medium, they're seen as like handsome. It's a handsome dark-skinned black man or whatever, but women don't really get that as much in media.
Which is crazy. Yeah. I don't understand. Yeah. But again, the industry is more dominantly male. So, I mean, that's another hurdle anyway, just being a woman. So, I guess that could attribute to that, but
ain't that some shit though? Now, well, you don't know what I'm thinking right now, but this is what I'm thinking. Like, right? So, a woman, right, they have to do so much as far as like you got to get on, you got to show your ass, you got to do all of this extra shit just to get a like or a comment.
Yep.
And I feel bad for some of these Instagram girls who you see, you know, showing their body or whatever, but they selling some sort of product catered to a women, but then you go look at the likes and it's all niggas. It's like you ain't gonna never sell what you're trying to sell
because you don't have the demographic for it. Yeah. But it's crazy. Like I said, that women do have to do so much in order to get any type of recognition. Like you said, as soon as you shaking your tail on Instagram, then you get all the views and everything. But when you trying to do something positive, when you're trying to promote your business or spread a message, you're not really getting the algorithm on your side, which I've learned that just by doing simple stuff. Like if I post, let's say I put together a 2 hour, not the content, but I spent like 2 hours on some content that's dope. And I'm promoting a brand or I'm promoting a business, crickets.
Yeah.
But let me post something messy or let me post something about what celebrity done said what to this celebrity or something like that, then everybody and their mama like and share and comment. It's just like I don't get the balance here.
I've been fighting it so much. I've been fighting not trying to just get on and be messy. Just like, go get a child, fight it.
It's hard because like the shade room, the neighborhood talks. I mean, they already doing that, but that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
They don't want to see anything else other than that.
Yeah, the drama sells. The drama sells. Like all my episodes, like I've had episodes where people, you know, talking about getting, you know, abused and hurt and like stuff like that, and those do numbers. But like episodes with positivity and all of that, they don't get as much engagement. But listen, I'm like, feed it.
Yeah, feed it. Like, listen, I might drop something in this episode so it can do some numbers, you know?
But, you know, I think people want to, I do think that it's been a change with everything that's going on now. Like, people want to see positive things and they want to experience positivity. It's just, it's not, sometimes the positive stuff don't look good. You got to do it in a way. That's why my goal with this show it's always been to just give real stories from real people, real situations, things that they go through, and, you know, mix in like the businesses and all the other stuff as well.
Yeah.
Going along in your journey, I know you said you ended up taking a break. What was that break due to?
I feel like the break was because I was doing a lot of moving. Like I felt like, okay, I'm going here to do this event. I'm covering this red carpet. I'm doing all of this. But then when I sat down and kind of thought to myself of like, okay, why am I doing this? Like, what is your sole purpose of doing this? And I started, you know, getting more into my Bible and praying more. I realized that I have a passion and a purpose for it, don't get me wrong. But I realized certain things that I was like, okay, I need to kind of rethink my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been moving more so off of passion than purpose. And in this season, I just feel like I want to move more on purpose. Because a lot of the time, people think that they booking busy or you see them out, they always doing an event that they're progressing. That doesn't mean that. Just because you grinding, that don't mean you elevating. Right. And I want to elevate. I don't want to continue to be in a revolving circle in this wilderness is what I would say. Because if you look at, and not to get too spiritual, but if you look at the book of Deuteronomy, when Moses was, you know, kind of, they done took God helped them come out of Egypt, out of slavery, and he was trying to get them to the promised land. Well, they were traveling for the 40-something years because of their disobedience, because of, you know, kind of them wanting to do it their own way. And so when I already had kind of like this revelation of like, I feel like I'm in this revolving door. The same stuff is happening. I'm doing the same thing. And then I started to, like I said, kind of start back from Genesis and read through my Bible and fully try to understand it for myself, not for what the pastor I done heard in the church or, you know, what my mama told me, but literally digesting the word for myself. I kind of seen the me relating to that book, because I was like, okay, I've been in this media space for 3-4 years, and I still ain't on a radio. I don't have my own radio show, or I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, the things that I need to do, maybe because I'm being disobedient, or maybe because I'm not fully submitting to the purpose that God has for me, is the reason why I feel like I'm still stagnant and I'm still stuck. Gotcha. So 2025, I'm like, y'all can look like y'all winning. It could look like I ain't doing nothing, but at the end of the day, what is most important, honestly, is what deposits we're putting in this earth. Facts. To kind of like solidify space after this is over. Yeah. Whether you believe it or not, I mean, that's just my belief. I feel like I need to dig deeper. Yeah. It ain't just about content. It ain't just about what celebrity I talked to this month. It's more so about what the work I need to do for God, for his kingdom, so that, you know, all those other things will be added unto me. Yeah. So I feel like once I kind of, like I said, sat with myself and understood that, I was like, yeah, 2025 gonna be different.
Was it when you're sitting with yourself doing that and taking a break from all of this, was it hard internalizing that, and was it difficult? What was the process of that?
Absolutely, because at that point you kind of are hit in the face with, dang, okay, was I seeking validation? Okay, dang, okay. Was I just doing this just so people can look at me some type of way? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you start to kind of ask yourself those hard questions, and it's almost like when I read my Bible or when I pray or whatever, I be like, all right, God, you ain't have to check me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it's hard because you have to be real with yourself at the end of the day. And then also it's hard because you kind of start seeing these events. You start kind of seeing people moving and shaking, and it's like, dang, okay, oh, I want to go to that, but if I'm gonna be obedient, I gotta sit still. Yeah. Oh, okay, dang, I could have did that too, and then or I start getting emails from nowhere. I ain't never been on your email list before, and now I'm getting invited to all these events out the state, here and there, and it's just like, you gotta be still. Yeah, you gotta be still. And I literally just had a surgery on my knee. So I feel like that was like a reiteration of like, sit your ass down. Sorry, guys. Sit down, quit doing stuff. So yeah, it's definitely hard, but it's gonna be worth it when it's time for me to pop out fully. I've been doing a little something here and there, but not to the magnitude and to the extent that I was doing it previously. Yeah.
Because we do always have this idea, especially in our culture, to just go, grind. I mean, that's why I ask, like, what did you find in that? Because for me personally, I don't see any other way but the way I've always done it, which is just grind hard. Like, I never really took the time out to just be still in that way.
Yeah, and I feel like because I'm 27, a light bulb had came on. I know a lot of people talk about 30, but for me, I guess I just got the light bulb a little earlier. Yeah. Because a lot of the things that I stress about, I'm a Scorpio, so I always say this in all my interviews, I'm a crybaby. Yeah. I look at things differently. But I feel like I've figured out, or I've kind of like realized that certain things are just not important anymore. Yeah. And I'd rather get it later and be at peace than get it now and I'm in turmoil. Like, you see a lot of celebrities, they got all the money, all the cars, all the house, they buy whatever they want, but they killing themselves.
Miserable.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be in that space. I want to be able to enjoy what I worked for.
Yeah. Are you ready for that space? Because you seem like a person that's deep into, you know, your spirituality and your religion. Are you ready for the negativity that comes with that space?
I feel like I've dealt with it all my life, really, through school. Like, if it wasn't somebody talking about me or negatively, I feel like I've kind of been built for it all this time. Yeah. And just sitting here honestly thinking about all my experiences, again, it makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the time I was like, God, why am I going through this? Like, what's the point of this? It's starting to make sense now as I get older and as I kind of see where I'm trying to go. Because to kind of go back a little bit, my mama used to ask me, why you pick media? Out of all things, I was a shy kid because I felt like if I said too much, then I'm putting myself in the line of fire to be talked about or, you know, be scrutinized. And I was just like, I don't know. Anytime I had to stand up and give speech or read in front of the class, anything, I'm just like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. So the fact that I picked media, I feel like it is a calling in that direction. It's a lot going on in the media space right now. When I say a lot, I'm talking about a lot. Yeah. So it's just like for me to continuously be drawn to this sector of media, it got to be something there. And so I'm just trying to like figure out fully what it is. I feel like I'm maybe 50% ready for, what it is that I be asking God for, but it's still some things that I feel like I can work on before I feel like He really open them doors and be like, all right, this what you asked for, here you go.
Yeah, because the thing about the spotlight, I think it just, you got that spotlight on you, you got that light on you, expose all your insecurities and things that you're feeling. Like I've had like little blemishes of that and having my podcast where you might go viral on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, when you go viral and it's like, okay, I've experienced that virality on all these different platforms, right? And the stuff that usually comes with that is like a bunch of comments. It's like, oh, this motherfucker, this suck. And this, it's like, damn.
Exactly. And I'm not always picture perfect neither. Yeah. But at the same time, I think because I've grown up with so much, somebody always got something to say about me. I don't care what it is. At the end of the day, you can't please people. Yeah. So whether you skin clear, hair growing down to your butt, skinny, light skin, whatever, it's somebody gonna be mad about something. Yeah. So at this point, are you gonna stress about what this person you probably will never meet is gonna say about you? Yeah. Or are you gonna just keep doing what you're gonna do authentically to yourself? Yeah, I got something to say. Go ahead. Yeah. I love it.
What do you think the source of that was, though, throughout the sources that has been throughout your life? I know it's probably been like a challenge that God gave to you as a lesson, but what is the source? Have you ever took the time to like look inward and see like, is this something that I'm doing that make people,
To what extent, like?
To make people do that type of thing to you, or always have something to say about you?
I don't know. And I think that's the piece that I'm missing. Yeah. Is like, I don't mind taking accountability for anything that I've done. But I feel like, because sometimes I do be kind of thinking like, dang, why do I keep going through this same situation? Why do I keep 1 minute this person with me, the next minute we not even cool no more? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm still kind of missing that piece, and I'm actively going through therapy to really like sit down and pick apart those pieces for myself. Because like you said, once you had that spotlight on you, you ain't gonna have time to figure out nothing. Yeah. At that point, you're gonna be moving, and you should have taken that time beforehand to do the work. I honestly can't answer that question though. Yeah. Of course I'm gonna say, I think because they were projecting their insecurities off on me, that could be a piece and part of that. But again, I'm pretty sure it was something that I did back then, or it was something about me that was allowing me to get this type of negative attention. But again, the main reason for sure that I had those issues was because I was bigger than everybody. Yeah. At the time, I wasn't like fat. I ain't never just been fat. I always had curves and all that type of stuff. But that was one of the main reasons that somebody had something to say. Yeah. If I felt like I was cute and I wanted to wear something, it was, why you wearing that? Or, if I knew a lot of people know of me from high school to college and stuff like that. So I feel like that also kind of drawing attention to me. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's funny because I was talking to the mother of my child just the other day, and I realized that I'm a people pleaser. And it's so crazy because to give a little backstory, like me growing up, very stern, very like I just didn't play. You know what I mean? Like I was just one of them. Like I was that type of dude that just like very stern, aggressive, angry, don't smile. I don't do too much of that. And that served me well as a kid. This like, I guess some people call it bad, some people call it whatever, but that served me well as a kid all throughout high school and everything like that. And I got respect for that amongst my peers or whatever, right? So I didn't necessarily face all of those types of issues, and I was happy with that. I never experienced bullying or people talking about me or none of that. And if it did, I handled it quick. Yeah. But then I came to college, where that type of attitude doesn't serve you well. Yeah. So, because you in a cohesive environment where everybody is dealing with, everybody's like cool kid. That is so many different subgroups of people and stuff like that. So I come to college and I'm like, okay, I'll do something different. So I started smiling more. I started showing my teeth. I started like, I never smile. People always thought, like my partner's like, did you have braces when you was younger? I was like, no. It's like, bro, I never knew. Like, I'm like, nigga, you've been knowing me 20 years. How do you not know if I had braces or not? He's like, nah, like, because I never smile. I never show my teeth. I never like it was nothing funny for me. So when I come to school, it's like I show my teeth. I'm smiling and I'm like introducing myself and being outspoken and things like that, right? And I did that in an effort to just not have people be so afraid of me because coming out here freshman year, people were afraid of me. It's like, I don't know, smile. I'm already darker. You know how it is with us. Like
angry black man.
Angry black man, angry black woman, you darker too. So it's like, I'm like, so I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. So I started to overcompensate trying to make people feel comfortable. And then I became a people pleaser. So much so to the point to where it started, because that did serve me. I joined a fraternity. People started knowing me. I was more approachable. And that felt good to get that validation from people in that way. And it transferred over to now. And I'm just getting back to a space where it's like, no, actually, I kind of enjoy being the little mean little dude. Like that's more so me, not necessarily mean. I've always tried to be a kind person to people, but I enjoy being the that guy. I enjoy being the guy who's more reserved, less impulsive, real calm and calculated with my thoughts. Not so quick to speak.
Yeah.
Things like that, and that's why I'm refining myself in that way. But also, what does that version of me look like as an adult? But also as a person who's still able to communicate and talk with people as well, and not be so fucking like a maniac like I was.
And that's a good point too, because I was the opposite. High school, I was the basketball player, the dancer, the halftime dancer. Yeah. Like I was in everything, and I was very social. That ain't work out. Yeah. And then college, I thought I was going to be more so reserved. And I didn't really join anything in college, but I still people ended up gravitating to me some kind of way. And in high school, I didn't take up for myself much. College, I changed it. So it's like, either way, like I said, you can't please people, but I did kind of try to figure out ways to kind of like people please and like accommodate for having people feel a certain way and not feel a certain way about me, because I never really want anybody to feel as if I'm intentionally trying to do something to them. Like I'm a genuine person with a big heart, so I feel like anytime somebody needed something from me, or if I could be of service to anybody, I always was there. Versus if I got that back or not. And so now I'm learning like, maybe you need to pour into yourself a little bit more than you pouring into everybody else, because once they use you up, or once you do what they ask for you to do and they don't need you no more, then they out. You know what I'm saying? And then now you depleted when you done gave your all to all these people. Now you ain't got nothing for yourself. So I'm trying to figure out and learn the balance of supporting people that actually deserve the support, and then pouring into myself the same way I would pour into anybody else.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good space for people like yourself though in media. I know you probably know this already, but I think it's a good space for people like you though. People like you who have the education, who have the background, who have the drive. Like that's a good space, regardless of skin color or size or any of that. I think it's a good space for people like you. And,
we're going to get there. I'm shooting my shot. If y'all watching this, you want a radio personality, a content producer, do brand collaborations, all of the above. Digital creator, naturally niche. Okay, please.
I was stalking your YouTube. You don't post much on your YouTube.
I do.
Well, you post, but like it's like, do you have like a weekly post or anything?
No,
like that?
I don't do anything weekly, but that should be coming soon.
So I was gonna say, because I when did you start your YouTube page? Well, it's almost been like 8 years, right?
Ooh, 2012.
Okay, so it was like even longer than that. So I'm going back on videos, older videos and stuff on your YouTube, and I'm like, versus like I got like almost 3,000 posts on my YouTube.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of my posts that I had back then, I deleted them. Because by the time I started, getting more serious about media and stuff like that, I was like, these weird food combination videos and like all these like little challenges, they got to go. So I deleted a lot of that type of stuff off of my page. But I also didn't want to do a podcast either, because I'm like, everybody doing a podcast.
Yeah.
How can I separate myself in this oversaturated industry? And so I actually have a show idea that I've been sitting on for 2 years called The Creative Mind Collective.
Yeah.
And pretty much, instead of it being like a sit-down interview, I'm taking the viewers into the world of the creator.
Okay.
And so I have like this leg piece on my leg that a tattoo artist did. And as he's doing the interview, or as he's doing the leg piece, I'm doing the interview with him. So it's like you're able to see it from start to finish, him and his element and his art, and you're still kind of getting to know him at the same time. And so I've sat on it for so long because of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I wish this angle was better, or the audio on this one ain't that great, or I wish I would have asked this question or did this. So it's just, I've been sitting on it for that reason. But then also I felt like I could pitch this off to a streaming network, because other than like the influencer type of TV shows, it's nothing that spotlights creators. Because like we were talking about earlier, not having a voice. And I feel like because I have some sort of platform, that I can share that with other creators that I see that are deserving of it. Not because they're popular, not because everybody know their name, but because they actually good in what they do.
Yeah.
So I plan on getting out of my head.
Yeah.
And I plan on dropping it maybe in the summer, maybe fall, just to push it out a little bit more. But that'll be I want to do 10 episodes of that.
Okay.
And so that'll be probably something a little bit more consistent on my channel. Because like I said, I normally just post when I'm doing an event or something like it.
I think it'll be great to see something, you know, some type of consistency on there, like from you, because you well spoken, you know, you do well at asking. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You do well at asking questions and stuff like that. I've seen some of your interviews and things like that, but you know, seeing something more consistent on a weekly basis. I know you said you've been kind of, you know, you took a break, but even if it's just something, just you on there talking, you know what I mean? Just talking about your day and what you feel or whatever, you know, I think I would watch it.
Yeah, so, I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all should. I need more people like him, please, because sometimes too, like, taking time to create content and it feels like, okay, nobody is watching, it can get frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a conversation with a seamstress here in Nashville, and she was like, girl, I just got to a point where I'm going to create the content, I'm going to put it out. I ain't going to delete it. I ain't however it do. And I kind of have been seeing the trend of like, it don't do well in the first day, but then over time, it's going crazy. I literally have a video that was on, I don't know if it was on, I think it was probably on TikTok. It started off going, like, the views were really slow, trending up very slow. The next day I go on there, it's at 11,000. It's at 10. I'm like, just yesterday you barely wanted to get 100 views, and now today you at 10,000. So I used to have that issue a lot too, where I would post a video, and if it wasn't doing good in likes or numbers or anything, I would delete it. Delete it. Oh, so I'm learning to just be like, have it rock, because sometimes it may take another year for it to go off, but if you delete it, you never see, you know, that type of progression and stuff. So I think I'm just trying to learn how to not be so hard on myself. And like you said, not really seek that validation, because I know my stuff is fire. Like, whether you like it or not, it's dope. So it's just like, forget what other people think or say about it.
Facts. Yeah, I've been okay with just like, I've put out videos where it's like, you know, 40 people watching, and it's like, you know, I put 8 hours in the
literally, like I said, 2 days, and I can't get a like. Dang. But it's crazy too, because the stuff that I don't put that much effort in do the best, and it's just like, this was Jesus. Tell me something.
But I just be, you know, I'm just happy with it. Like, but I see that though, because I've had people on this show like, turn the likes off on this video, because, you know, it's like, I'm not doing that, bro. Like, I did it I'll do it once or twice, but it's like, I'm not doing that. Like, bro, if they like it, they just like it, you know.
And if not, it is what it is. That's it. But I do feel that people should be given their flowers, you know, for what they're doing. Like I said, for me, I've had spaces where I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
It ain't working. And then I'll get a DM. I see you inspiring me to see, you chasing your dream or you doing this or that is inspiring me to keep going, or I like what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Yeah. And sometimes that's all it takes for people to just be like, okay, maybe this isn't in vain. Maybe, I am impacting somebody. Yeah. And so just like I said, just it won't kill you. It's 2 seconds to double tap something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand, especially for me, for rappers, for other people, social media is a toolbox for us. Yeah. We could get paid from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just other things, opportunities that can open up for us. And I feel like if Nashville creators kind of come together and not it always be separated because they want to be the biggest one doing it or whatever, and we come together and collaborate more, then people can see the talent and the creators in Nashville. Like you told me yesterday, I didn't know it was this many creators in Nashville. And you won't because, like I said, everybody is pretty much for themselves. Yeah. So I think things like this, platforms like this, help people that you normally wouldn't create with or you wouldn't normally see together come together and create something and be like, oh, okay, I didn't know about her, but now I do because of this platform. Yeah. So... Yeah.
For sure, man. I hope things work for you. If there's anything I could do, I'll start liking and sharing, you know, like for real. Because I know I know how it is. Yeah. I know how I get, Definitely. I've been doing this now for I think 4 years almost.
Okay.
Maybe 4 years almost. And it's just been ebbs and flows, ups and downs. It's just, and you get frustrated with it. But you know what I learned to love? I do love sitting down just having a conversation with a person. Yeah. And it's like, whether it do 2 views or 200,000 views, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. But this is definitely my reintroduction era. Yeah. Like, a lot of people that thought they knew me, it's going to be a lot different.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
It's time to turn up the notch. Now, I ain't officially outside yet, but when I do pop back out, it's going to be a lot different. So, and I feel like, too, I think I've kind of dialed myself back or kind of played myself down because I felt like, oh, I don't want to rub people the wrong way. Yeah. I don't want to come off as I'm bragging. I don't want to come off as, forget all that.
Yeah, you put the work in.
Forget all that.
Yeah, do it.
If me popping my shit got you feeling some type of way, oh, well. That's a you problem at this point. Because I used to look at my old interviews and be like, dang, okay, they asking me my life story and what I've done, and I feel like I keep saying I done been on Zeus. Everybody knows she done been on Zeus, or I keep saying I done did this and I did that. I told you I don't even want to talk about that on this one, but guess what? I don't care.
Yeah, that's major though. You been on Zeus?
I don't care.
Niggas ain't been on Zeus.
Niggas ain't been on Zeus. Niggas ain't been on Zeus. Because I was start. No, for real. Niggas ain't been on Zeus, and I have to learn that it's okay to be proud of what you've done. Yeah, it's okay to. Like, again, for me, 3 years and to have covered the Grammys, no, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
That is unheard of. So it's like, instead of me, like, okay, let me not say that because I don't want nobody to look at me like, at this point, F it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. F that shit, okay? Because I am tired of dialing myself back. Sure. And I think in this reintroduction, in this new season, I'm going to post it. Yeah. I'm going to post the content. If you see me on your timeline 20 times a day, oh, well. If you don't like it, unfollow me at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it's either you going to get with it or you going to get lost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I'm super appreciative of the people that been got with it.
Yeah.
Even before I was doing Zeus, going to the BET Awards or doing whatever, people seen it in me before then. Mm-hmm. And I don't really shout them out enough either. Yeah. I'm always talking about what somebody done did. Or this hated this. And I want to say thank you to the people that have supported me before other people caught on. And even still, because I'm still going up, like, it ain't over with yet. This is just, the peak. So, my mom, my sister, my fave, like the people that done really been there for real, I really appreciate it because in this industry, people ain't as genuine. Yeah. As they portray themselves to be.
Yeah, at every level, too.
At every level. Like, you kind of scared to get new friends because it's like, what you coming around for? Yeah. Are you coming around to see where you can get, or are you coming around to, like, truly support me? Yeah. And I think that's kind of another thing that I've kind of had to, deal with in terms of, like, understanding who's around me. Yeah. Because I'll support people 100%. Yeah. But it don't always come back that way.
Yeah, the thing about most creators is, like, it's this you know, as creators, people, they self-indulge. Like, it's like, you know, it's about me. Everything is about me. And everything. I'm guilty of that. And sometimes you look at these certain situations, it's like, hey, if she can push me to the next level, I'm going to use it as much as I can.
Yeah. But it's a healthy balance, too. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's like, oh, you just taking. Okay, now you're doing a little too much.
Doing too much, facts.
But if it's, I mean, of course, everybody wants to elevate. So they're going to be strategic about who they link up with, who they do content with. I mean, that's understandable. Numbers are numbers. But again, it really depends.
Yeah.
If you support me behind closed doors, but you always asking for something in public, now we finna have to have a conversation of like, what is this? What are we doing here? Or if it's like I said, I'm pouring into you and your content and what you doing, but I ask you for something simple and it can't be done. I don't know if I really want that energy around me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Niche, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. You know, whenever you're doing something, you know, you can always come on. I shoot every Saturday. You know, you see, sometimes I do multiple episodes. I just sit up and do them. I don't be doing shit. Yeah, it's kind of like the highlight of my life.
Definitely. I appreciate the platform and having me on to talk my stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing too major. Yeah. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Naturally Niche. I am at this point, okay, y'all ready for it? I am the media multi-hyphenate. So anytime you see me, I'm done being boxed in. I am a limitless creator. It's just what it is. I don't have to niche down. I don't have to fit into a box. I am what I am, me fully, authentically. So yeah.
I love that. I'm about to take that.
Thank you.
Listen, this is the ChoppedByT podcast where we get real, raw, authentic conversations. Until next time.